Alexander the Great.
Never in all the world was there another like him.
Born of a ruthless mother.
He believed that she was a consort of some higher being.
Educated by a brilliant philosopher.
One of the most influential thinkers in the world, Aristotle.
Driven by a domineering father.
They swiftly drew their swords. Then the blood really flowed.
A Macedonian warrior at 14. A general at 18. King at 20. Commanding 40,000 troops, hungry for total war. Leaving a grand legacy and a controversial history that endure to this day.
Hi, welcome to this video today, which is all about Forex trading tactics for success. We're going to be looking at legendary trader Bruce Kavanagh, legendary general Alexander the Great. And I've actually kicked off the video with a short intro on Alexander the Great. And for those of you who don't know him, he's seen as perhaps the greatest general ever, a master tactician, a master psychologist and strategist. And he conquered the whole known world by the time he was 25, and he never lost a battle in the process. And I was thinking about Alexander the Great, and I was reading something on Bruce Kavanagh, and Bruce Kavanagh was outlining what makes the great traders. And he was saying a great trader would generally have the following traits. They would be a disciplined, strong, very independent mindset, contrary to the extreme, and also able to think about scenarios that other traders don't think about. And he also made the point that the great traders are always looking at what other traders might be doing. Now, if you take Alexander the Great, he was a fantastic general, but much of his success was down to basically reacting to what the enemy did. So his tactics would be very often dictated by what the enemy did. Okay, and he would very often try and draw the enemy to do things that they didn't want to do. He was a real master of psychology. And I think in Forex trading, what Forex traders tend to do when they think about trading is they don't think so much about what other traders are going to do. They focus too much on what they're going to do. And Bruce Kavanagh was making the point that, you've got to be thinking about, what other traders might be doing, in relation to the chart. And he made the point, for example, it's a very simple point, that if you have got a breakout on the charts and it's all over the news wires and CNBC or whatever, then it's probably not going to be a great trade because everyone else has seen that trade. The chart might look good, but everyone else has seen it. And he was saying that one of the best ways of getting a good trade is basically to look for trades that are not closely observed. So if you get a trading signal, okay, and it's a breakout, and no other traders are looking for it or expecting it, it's probably going to be a good trading signal. And I think with Bruce Kavanagh, his trading strategy is based around obviously his rules, but he's always looking and reacting to what other traders might do. So he knows what the herd are going to do. He'll be judging sentiment. I think a lot of traders don't think closely enough about sentiment. You can't see sentiment on a chart. You need to look a bit deeper for sentiment. You need to look at look at the CFTC net traders positions, which I've discussed in another video. Look at how discounted the news is, to see the sentiment that's going to move the chart next. Charts don't, I've said this before, they don't move to science, they move to sentiment. So when you're trading, what you need to do is think about what you're going to do, and also at the same time what other traders are going to do. For instance, if a breakout is really well observed and the market is a bullish or bearish extreme, it probably is not going to follow through, which gives you a chance to let the breakout occur and fade it. Okay, so if you look at Forex trading, you're going to find that basically you need to be doing a lot of the time uncomfortable trades that are opposite to the herd, and it makes it much easier if you sit back and think about what the enemy is going to do. That's other Forex traders and react, you don't want to just focus on what you're doing. If you go back to Alexander the Great, his greatest battles were won by just reacting to the enemy and their psychology. And, I think as a Forex trader, that is what you need to learn to do. Also, what you need to learn to do is to have rules, of course, and they should be very flexible, because there are lots of different scenarios that can happen in Forex trading, just as there are when you're on the battlefield as a general. There's a big move in Forex trading about, you shouldn't be thinking, you should be just following rigid rules. You will never make big money trying to impose rigid rules on a market that isn't rigid. You have to have flexibility. And, flexibility can be very, very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. But, when I look around, Forex sites or Forex strategies on the net other people show, they're always very rigid. They all go for the, I've said it before, the science myth, or that the Forex prices move to some sort of order. They don't. Every scenario is slightly different. I think the one thing about Alexander the Great, when you read all his battles, the tactics he used in each battle to win were slightly different. They weren't exactly the same. They had a sort of core strategy of what he would do, but it was very flexible in actually how it was executed. And I think you should see Forex trading as a battle. It is. There's only 5% of traders win. The majority are going to lose money. Okay. And you need to be in the minority. You need to be able to, basically, decide what you're going to do, but that should also be related to what other traders might do. Okay, so you need a simple strategy. You need to be very flexible with it. Don't be afraid of thinking. It's just part of life. And if you basically remove yourself from the herd, try and think how they're thinking, act in a contrary way, or act in a way that compensates for how other traders might move, you can take advantage of mass psychology and win. In Forex markets, there's a saying, bulls and bears make money, pigs and sheep go to slaughter. Now, there are a lot of sheep in the Forex market. They can't be bothered to get an education. They can't be bothered to think. They don't have motivation and desire to treat Forex trading as a business. If you do, there is nothing to stop you achieving Forex trading success. So just like the great general on the battlefield is aware of what he can do with his troops, he also actually has to be aware of what the enemy is doing and react and compensate for their actions. I hope you enjoyed this short video. Thank you very much for watching me. Take care and have a good day.